Now, once you have your core value system in place, know that that's not the only way to get to transformations. When I'm saying a long path, where you identify a core value system, you try and find out whether it's your value, it's your family member's dream that you are living, and that is where the core conflict, you are not happy, you are living a life that others want from you. But transformation also happens because of extreme pains and extreme insights. If you want to change your life from stress to happiness, from pain to bliss, then certain types of people, they get immediate transformation. They don't have to wait till the end of lifetime. They get transformation through severe trauma in their life. If somebody dies very close to the heart, they have this enlightenment, and they just give up on the worldly things and just go ahead and search for life. Something happened to Buddha. He was looking at the misery and the pain and the old age and death. He left his kingdom, he was a prince, and he went in the search of God. He said, this is not what it is. He was driven from pain. Some people are driven from the bliss. They do meditation and they sit and they look at a moon and the star. What happened to lots of prophets and messengers in the world? They just get that beautiful insight looking into the nature, and then they want to transform their self for betterment. Ask yourself, the pain is driving you for this change. Something is hurting you, causing you a chaos in your heart. You are stressed out, that's why you want to change. Or you are looking for a higher purpose. What is my existence? Why I'm here for? What my life purpose is? How I can give back? How I can relate and connect with more blissful, purposeful life? What is causing you to land here in today's workshop? Is it your pain inside, the stress and depression and anxiety and fear? Is it that driving you for a change? You are looking for happiness? Or is it because of the bliss, more contribution, more happiness, more joy, more bliss? What is driving you to become something that you are not in the moment? Ask this question to yourself. So let's understand the type of stress so that you know your inner self well. So there are two types of stress, we can say broadly. Stress meaning desirable outcome. We are fighting for something that we want to. You're running a marathon. We are running racing, swimming competition, this and that competition, because at the end you're going to get some reward. Exams, students are working hard, and we are preparing for the project. We have certain important work to do, and there's a motivation behind it. It's a good stress. Something becomes a distress when we know that it's going to be negative outcome, when we have emotional attachment and a physical illness caused by their stress. For example, people fear, oh, I'm going to fail. They realize right now in the moment they are failed, and they have a panic attack. Because what is panic? Panic is imagining the worst scenario in the moment right now and feeling it as if it is happening right now. And merely a thought can create the physical reaction. People have loose motions, they can vomit, they can throw up, they have migraine, some people get fevers. Imagine, simple power of imagining the worst result causes body to draw itself. The immune system drops down. People have heart attacks when they have anger or they are into fear. And I know in India it has happened. People, those who watched horror movie, had heart attack. Imagine watching a movie can cause a heart attack. Watching a hate movie, people can kill each other and riots can happen. So this imaginary ghost that we have in our mind can be our imagination can be our worst enemy and best friend. And this is the only trick we need to change in our mind, and this is doable, and I'll give away that tip how to change this ghost of stress from stress to bliss. So some of the examples of the good and bad stress: watching your favorite sport, playing with your friends, having fun in the college, giving nice speech which everybody stand and give you applaud, appreciation you receive. It's a these kind of stressors are good. Okay, playing with your children and losing out in your video game is a good stress. Talking about bad stress, when we are neglecting something good, and we this stress caused from the abuse, death of a family member, or an accident. Politics, just now somebody said politics at work, unnecessary bullying each other. uh, when we are not preparing on time and we are running against the time, we leave the house 7:10 and we have to reach office 7:30. Now I'm rushing for work, palpitation, and maybe probably have an accident or scratch in the car and reaching office, and everything is starting with the rush. We are not sleeping enough. Cortisol levels are 25 to 30% more the morning we sleep, wake up with half of a sleep or lack of sleep. So, Mr. Adil, you asked me about how to get rid of the cortisol. Fix your sleep time. Half of the job will be done. If our sleep is fixed, half of the job is done. Sleep is very important and it increases the cortisol level. And when we overworked out in the gym and have lack sleep, so we are actually having a boost of cortisol in our system 50%, because the body needs to keep in a restful state after a heavy physical workout, and we are not, then the cortisol levels are high. Some of the possible stressors, these are generic categories, not necessarily limited to these, but you may be having your own stressors. However, let's look at that. Physical stressors, they are psychosocial stressors, and there could be organizational stressors and many more. So find out what are your physical stressors. Let's have some examples. Maybe a noise. Somebody wish to work in a peaceful place, but you have somebody's chatting, talking, having all that kind of noise. Somebody's working and there's a construction going on and tack tack tack. So there's a physical stress. Some vibrations happening all the time. There's too much of a heat. There's no AC. Environmental factor basically. There could be a medical physical issue with our body. Somebody have a broken leg. There's a physical stress. So this is something that happens to our environment or our body, so it's a physically visible. Now psychosocial is the worst kind of a stress, where lots of inside things are happening. It could be self low image, relationship with self and others. It includes the behavioral issues, attitudes, cultural issues. Somebody is very happy but living in a rigid culture, it's a big psychosocial issue. Somebody who's very very introvert but living in an extrovert environment. Family, religious, law, relationships, rules, regulations, policies, all these things, they cause stress to people. Now, what could be the organizational? Working condition, relationship with the boss, promotional issue, supervision, politics. Just now, again, we bring it politics here. So, what is this? There's so many stresses. Financial stresses are there. They are psychosocial as well. Religious stress. Some people are not very religious. Some people are spiritual. Some people are practicing. Some are not. These are all what is expected from us, and what we are not actually inside of us causes stress.